Brain and Cortland joined by Jen Winter, the Cedar Rapids Public Works Commissioner, Director. I'm not sure exactly what your title is. Right now, you are God to the people of Cedar Rapids, Jen. And unfortunately, during your reign, you've had to go through a lot, but nothing perhaps as big as what we're going through in Cedar Rapids now after Monday's storm.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm starting to worry that I've brought these disasters with me. They're happening so frequently.
No, it's definitely not you, but can you give us an update? I don't know if you have any idea at this point how much of the city was not impacted, because I'm sure that's a much smaller number. If there is any quadrant that, had any areas that were spared, or just how wide this was, first of all.
We really do not have any areas that were spared. Really, it is the city. There is, major damage to 80+% of the city. We do have areas within each quadrant that had some more minor damage. In some cases, some of the newer developments that didn't have as many of the mature trees and underground power lines. Many of them still are without power, but they don't have power lines sitting on their houses and big trees sitting on their houses. But overall, it is widespread and has really in some way affected almost 100% of the city.
Yeah, I live in one of those neighborhoods that doesn't have anything above ground, thankfully. But you're right, the damage is still just incredibly immense. And obviously, the wait for power continues through the power companies who are doing just incredible work and continue to work day and night to try and get everyone restored. Can you give us an update on what the latest is as far as the city streets are concerned?
Yeah, we are working really hard this week to at least make all of the streets passable. So that way, really residents can get to and from their houses. Right now, we're working very closely with Alliant. Really, all of the streets that still have a full blockage on them also have some sort of utility lines wrapped up in those. So Alliant has been, working very hard. As you said, they were able to bring in some extra crews over the last couple of days. So today, they're working very closely with us, and we are trying to get those remaining streets open. We do not have the ability to clear those lines. We need Alliant to come in and do that. So we cannot go in and clear the trees until we get the go from Alliant that it's safe to do so. So we're working very hard today and tomorrow to make sure that we get all of the streets at least passable so residents can get to and from their houses and their businesses. And then from there, we are working our own city crews, and we've also brought in some additional resources through our emergency management, including DOT resources, and then also some of our private contractors who work with us a lot on our projects and have worked with us in times of flood before, and they are starting to haul out. So we are starting to get into some of the neighborhoods that we've been able to kind of clear and make passageway, and we are now making some progress on hauling out of those areas.
Now, how long do you think that it's going to take long term to get everything in the city just back to what it was? I mean, I know that you guys are working on the immediate issues right now, but overall, is this going to be weeks, months? What do you think?
It will be months. I think the damage to private property, to public property, to the parks, to all those areas, it really will take months to be able to clean up. We're hoping in a couple of weeks to make a lot of progress and at least allow the majority of the residents to move back to life as normal. But overall cleanup will certainly take months.
Wow.
What would you say to the people of Cedar Rapids right now? Is there a message from your office and the city in general, things that people should do that would help you? Or, any message at all, I guess, from the city that people need to know that maybe they've not heard so far?
Yeah, there definitely is. And, I think probably be safe and be smart. So people have to remember that our traffic system has been hugely impacted. So in many cases where there were signals, there is nothing left but maybe a pole. We're trying to get stop signs out to those locations. Some of the signals that still have the lights, the heads on them, we're working on getting backup generator power to them until we can get full power restored. But we're asking everybody really to treat every intersection as a four-way stop. You have to look. We have had some injury-related crashes because people are just blowing through intersections that used to have a stoplight or a stop sign in them, and they are causing some injury. So people really need to slow down and stop at all of those intersections. We're getting that traffic control up as soon as we can. And really, I know people have a lot of work to do on their own properties, but try to minimize your travel as much as possible. We would ask that people don't just be doing drive arounds just to look at the damage. If you're working on your own property, if you're getting to work, if you're getting to the store, that's wonderful. But don't be driving around just to be taking a look at things. Try to stay off the roads as much as possible. We've really started to increase the traffic. Alliant has a lot of additional resources in town. We have additional resources running around town. So there's a lot of heavy equipment and trucks that make an already dangerous situation even more so.
Absolutely, yeah. I noticed when I was home just a few minutes ago, the number of chainsaws running today is much higher than it was yesterday, which obviously we know in part is due to the fact that so many gas stations are now open, providing that necessary fuel to power those, which is going to help for individual cleanup and undoubtedly for you guys as well.
Correct, right.
I also saw a lot of garbage trucks out and about today, which I thought was great. So
yeah, just a little.
Yeah, that is great. We did resume garbage service today. So people who are on the normal Tuesday, Wednesday schedule, hopefully all of those people will see their garbage being picked up today. Probably on the garbage, also another thing is, right now what we're hauling for tree debris, we're taking that to separate locations to be mulched and chipped. So we cannot take any other storm debris in that. So we keep sending the message out that any of the storm debris, like fencing, shingles, siding, really needs to be separated from your tree debris so we can, as efficiently as possible, be picking up that tree debris and getting it off the streets.
And also, could you remind us again, also, I know that wood should be cut down into 10-foot or smaller lengths when possible, but that other information pertaining to that, we have that, but if you have that available in your memory, that would be good to share now, too.
Yeah, right now, we're asking residents to just get it as close to the curb as you can, and right now we're picking it up. To make it as most efficient for us to get through these neighborhoods, it's helpful if it is in movable pieces. So if it can be cut into 10-foot pieces, if they're very large diameter trees, if they can be halved or quartered to make it easier to pick up. At this point, we realize that not everybody has the ability to do that, so we're trying to do what we can. If you can get it into the public property, that we will come get it. Again, we cannot come on your property and pick things up, so you have to get it out to the public property in some way for us to be able to come and pick it up.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Well, Jen, we appreciate you taking time, and I don't know if we can set up an ongoing conversation with you each day for updates as they happen, but we'd love to do that too. And thank you for taking time for us as you help a city of well over 100,000 people get back on their feet.
Thank you.
Jen Winter, the Public Works Director for the city of Cedar Rapids. It's Bob and Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk, and we'll be back in just a moment.